Hi everyone, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and I am happy to say we have the results from the design poll that I put up last week, and you all have overwhelmingly selected Duffel B to serve as our inspiration for this month's collaborative design project. Duffel C was the second choice. A lot of you really like the size of this bag, so I am hoping that we can perhaps make Duffel B a little bit smaller for those who preferred Duffel C. All right, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you another overview of the features that are in Duffel Bag B, our inspiration for this project. And then we are going to establish our cut measurements for the exterior. And we're going to start talking about the ways that we would like to customize this bag. You'll see when I go through the features on this prototype here that it is chock full of pockets and zippers, and as mentioned in the intro video, we definitely have to rework the zipper. So there is a fair amount of work to be done to make this bag more functional. All right, so I'm going to lower down the camera and give you a little tour of Duffel Bag B. And then we're going to get out my fabric and we're going to start cutting out these panels and determining those cut measurements. Okay, so this bag has a really unusual shape, and that is because this top zipper panel is, in my opinion, a little too small for the bag. Like, I think this should be a little wider so that we don't lose so much of the interior cargo space. So there is a full length separating zipper on this, so the bag opens completely up, and you can see that the zipper here, there's so much room to improve even the installation method on this. Likewise, same is true for these interior compartments. That zipper does not span all the way across there. So I think if we make all of the zipper gussets or zipper panels wider, that's going to allow us to maintain the integrity of the duffel bag in regards to that rectangular shape. All right, so right now we have these narrow zipper panels are drawing the interior compartments in this way and the exterior in this way, and so everything is being compressed, and that's not really of service to this design, because what's so cool about this design are the compartments. So when you get inside here, each compartment is really nice there. You could fit a fair amount of contents in there, and there's all these opportunities for pockets. However, once you zip it up, you lose that space. So what I think we should do is minimize some of the pockets. We probably don't need all of these pockets, and that will then use up less fabric and create more space. Then if we increase the width of all of the zipper panels and shorten those so that they fit the actual compartment perfectly, that will allow us to use all of that space and give us that true rectangle that you expect from a duffel bag. So we definitely will want to decrease the size of this, because if we make those changes that I just outlined, then this bag would be too big to pass the airline regulations for a carry-on or to stow under the seat or in the overhead compartment. All right. So I'd like to suggest that we go with a bag that is in between these two here. So a mid-size between duffel bag C and duffel bag B. So this one finishes about 17 inches across, and this one finished is about 24 inches across. So I'd like to go with a cut measurement of 22 inches across the base, and then height wise this bag is really ideal for travel, and we're coming in at a finished height of 9 inches. So I would have cut that panel 10 inches. So let's go with side panels that are 10 by 10 perfect squares, and a base panel that is 10 by 22. So it's going to be 10 inches tall by 22 inches long. And we will worry about those zipper panels when we get to that point in the process. So for my sample bag, I am going to be working with this amazing home decor fabric, which I've been hanging on to. It's a Waverly print. It's just stunning. This is going to be the exterior of my duffel, which we're going to cut out today. And then on the inside, I'm going to work with my Tula Pink. And if I need it, I have this as a little accent there. So I want to start by cutting out those exterior panels. I know a lot of you struggle with cutting, so I thought it could be fun to save this part of the process and document that for you. So I have a large cutting mat here that's 36 inches, and I always fold my fabric so that I have the selvage and the fold at the top there, and I double check and make sure everything is nice and smooth. You'll notice that this fabric has a direction on it. Like I would definitely want these medallions here to be going upright, and I would also want those spanning horizontally. So one of the first things I do when I am preparing to cut is I true up that right hand edge of the fabric, and I have got to switch to a different rotary cutter there. Actually, this one I think is my favorite. So I just use my clear acrylic ruler to true up that right hand edge, and I might need a new blade in this. And then again, as I mentioned, we're going to go with cut measurements of a 10-inch height on this. So I want to measure down 10 inches on this fabric and cut out my panel. There we go. That behaved much better. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut 2 of those 10-inch full cuts right now, and then I can move this bigger cut of fabric out of the way, because I think that can be very frustrating to have too much stuff on your cutting table. So I definitely like to get that down to more manageable panels. And so for the most part, I always cut full cuts of the fabric, and then I work with those until I can no longer work with them, and that helps me minimize the waste on my fabric, and it also helps me not end up with a whole bunch of random pieces that if they were one full cut of fabric, I could have made something out of them. So the same thing is going to happen on this smaller cut of fabric. I'm going to true up that right hand edge, and get rid of my selvage. And then I know I want to get 2 panels that'll be the front and the rear of the exterior that are 10 inches tall by 22 inches long. And so I have those here, and so this would be the front and the rear of the bag. Now I'm also going to need a base that is that same measurement, so 10 by 22 for the front, the rear, and the base of this bag. So for this one, I'm going to open that fold cut all the way up because I don't want to cut 2 panels that are that long. I just need 1, and I'm always trying to end up with the largest continuous remnant that I can, so that hopefully I can squeeze some additional pattern pieces out of that and not waste fabric. Okay, so now I have my base, my front, and my rear panels for this project. And those are all 10 by 22. I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to get my side panels for this. And those are 10 by 10. So I already have the 10 inches of height. Now I need the 10 inches of width. So there's one. And there's 2. There will be a PDF for this at the end of the month. I will need to wait to create that until the bag is complete. So I'm just going to make a note here that I have 2 10 by 10 sides, 3 10 by 22 body panels for the exterior. Okay, so before I can calculate the measurements for the interior, I need to construct the exterior. So we have a couple decisions that you all need to make. On Duffel Bag B here, I used a contrasting fabric there and attached those handles at the center and at the top. Now, I'd like to suggest that we attach the handles at the base and then again at the top. And what that will do is allow you storage space between those handles. Like if you wanted to tuck a jacket or a little blanket or something when you were traveling, you could have that cargo space in between there. And that will also allow me to preserve the integrity of this beautiful print that I have selected. If you really did want to break up those panels, what you're going to need to do is add an inch to your independent panel measurements. So you would cut your accent panel 6 by 22. So that you gain that seam allowance when you stitch them together, and then just true it up so that it's the 10 by 22, all right? So what I'd like to suggest for our exterior is that the straps span the whole front of the bag so we can use those as cargo, at least on one side. Then I think it would be really fun to incorporate an exterior pocket at center on the other side, all right? And we have the option of adding exterior pockets to those side panels. So now that we have our main body panels cut out for the exterior. I need you to vote on what kind of pockets you would like on the exterior. We could add a center pocket between the handles, which for this design are going to span from the base of the bag all the way up. We can add pockets to the sides of this. Those can be zipper pockets, slip pockets. We have a lot of choices. So now that we have our exterior body panels cut out, it's time to decide what we want to do with the pockets. So I am going to be posting another design poll for you. I'll link to that down in the notes. If you are on the Sewspire YouTube channel, go over to the community tab and you can find that poll with ease. Go ahead and cast your votes about the exterior pockets, and then I will get those panels all cut out and prepped, and then next Friday we will sew the exterior of this bag, and I will give you the information that you need to make the decisions about the interior compartments, which we will sew the following Friday. All right? So I am excited to see what you want to do with the pockets on this bag. I thank you for joining me. And as always, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you have an awesome week, everybody. Thank you for joining me.